I don't even know how they're... I don't know. It's crazy.
But are you doing it in like a civil disobedience kind of way, or is it just sort of happen? Because it seems like the hair and the tie are being done on purpose.
You should hear the way I talk to guests now. It's awesome. Like the way, like I'm just a comedian to my guests now. Like there's nothing really like proper or prim about like the way I do things. Like I don't know, when somebody like does something that they want to get mad at me about, but it's how they ordered or what they did or whatever. When it's like somebody gets mad at me because his well done ribeye is smaller than his wife's like mid-rare ribeye. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, you cooked all the water out of it. You have to understand like where these things come from. I just tell people they're wrong sometimes, and like I'll have other coworkers walk by and they're like, what are you trying to do to us? You know, like, what is it? What the hell is your deal, man? And it's just, it's kind of nice knowing I could just get fired and it wouldn't, like, really bum me out, I guess. You know? Like, and I walk that line where, like, I try hard enough and I'm there when they need me. But I am, like, I don't know, I'm cracking wise the whole time. I'm never trying to act like the responsible person. I'm like the Hawkeye in the situation where it's just like, I'm just bullshitting around. And anytime somebody asks me to be serious, I'm not. And, like, I'll make everybody laugh. Like, I'm the class clown. And they're fine with that, just as long as I show up on holidays and stuff like that.
Also, I feel like it's probably entertaining.
Oh, see, that's the thing. I have a lot of, like, my management, they think it's just cool that I do comedy. That being said...
Hey, yeah, the cachet of it, it'll let you float over lots of crappy things that you'll do.
Well, it's like, and tastes differ too, so it gets a little difficult to say, like, I don't know, because that doesn't really stop at, it's like, oh, you do comedy, that's cool. It's like, hey, I got a bit. Like, I thought of something, I thought a joke you should tell on your stand-up, and it's like, you signed my paychecks. What is this joke? And it's always terrible. And, like, or not necessarily always terrible, but, like, it's something I wouldn't think to do, and then when I, like, put my spin on it, he's like, no, I was thinking, you know, like this, and it's like, go do an open mic, man. I don't know. Like, it's like the jokes I tell are just dumb. And well, like they're not dad jokes. I guess I get a lot of dad jokes thrown at me. And
most people who like don't do comedy it's like when somebody goes, tell me a joke, and they expect you to say like 3 guys walk into a bar. Like, no person who does comedy in a way that is like, I perform comedy, tells a joke like that. Or like, I don't know. I mean, I guess some of them do, but like that kind of stuff is sort of like folk humor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like what people tell around campfires. The kinds of jokes you can repeat because they don't belong to anyone. They're like, what's the word for when like, music is so old it belongs to everyone now? Public domain, yeah. Like there's certain jokes that are like public domain. No, Happy Birthday is not public domain.
Nope.
It is.
It's owned by somebody.
No, it is not.
Like, that was originally repealed, or recently repealed, not too long ago. Like,
Happy Birthday.
Yeah, because like I remember Colbert actually went and did a whole bit where he just sang Happy Birthday over. That's. Yeah, I do not know any of the specifics enough to even really talk about it, but like, yeah, it was just like that. We got it back.
Yay!
Well, I mean, was that really like hindering your birthday celebration?
Yeah, right.
No.
Were you like really hit hard by the fees you had to pay to say happy birthday in your life? You're shaking your head. Yes.
Yeah, I just always wanted to record videos of me singing happy birthday to all of my friends and post them and then put them on TV ads and do them at Chili's and Applebee's and have them everywhere all the time. No, it's not. No.
See, that's the thing. I
was like, I now want to watch like 1,000 different like versions of you singing happy birthday, but like with each one, it's advertising something different. So like it's you in a box singing the thing, and then there's like ad information on the side, and it's like, buy this slicer for $19.95, and like you're just like still singing it, and it shows how it chops, you know.
And now, happy birthday from Uganda. Yeah, like just spinning around.
Or somehow, whenever it's like chopping, you have to sing the happy birthday song so you can like time it. Somehow it always just gets tied in, right? Like, sure. Yeah, like that would be so silly. Anyway, it's back. If that's cool.
Yeah, we got it back. We can sing it right now if we want to.
What were we talking about before?
For the happy birthday song?
We were talking about public domain
jokes.
jokes.
That's right.
Which is, like, sometimes, like, I'll bring up doing comedy at work or, like, to my guests, and they're like, oh, tell me a joke. And it's like, 0 of my jokes are fine dining steakhouse appropriate, like none of my jokes are really worth, like, you can't say the words I say. Like, I've never heard any guest say the words I say in my set sometimes. And a lot of them are also very, like, liberal jokes, and most of the people that come through as Chris are not.
Huh.
I mean, we advertise on, like, Rush Limbaugh and
well, I guess that makes sense.
Which is fine. I don't, like, that is I'm never that guy that just needs to put my opinion out there. Like, I've waited on people that do terrible things, and it's fine.
You should probably write one or two, like in the dinner detective kind of way, where there's like just something that you had to say. But you could probably pull the old Tony Romo one out there. Like if they were like, tell us a joke, you're like, I just totally just bumped into Tony Romo out there in the lobby. He had this package here. And it's like their bread or whatever. And they had this package here, and of course I intercepted it. And then they'd laugh forever, right? You just used Tavis's joke. Tavis doesn't care.
No. My luck would be, okay, let's talk football for another hour now. Like, I have nothing to back up that joke. Like, it's not fair for me to make that joke. Like, that joke is not mine. I can't. I feel like to be able to make that joke means, like, you should be able to. Tony Romo still plays football? Because I know he just does DirecTV commercials.
I don't know the answer to that question.
I don't know either.
I like the way you asked it, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was certain that he had been retired for a while, but I think he might. It doesn't matter. That joke will be there.
Tony Romo like a child? Okay, not a child. But, like, isn't he younger than me, let's say?
I don't think so.
I don't know. He looks like he's like a giant Clydesdale of a man. I mean, I
literally have no visual.
Are you
going to Google him? It's fine. I mean, I know we're, like, recording audio, and your visual isn't going to help the audience exactly, but, who cares?
Oh, I was just going to see how old he was.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, my go-to joke is...
35.
35.
He's younger than me. Done. Child.
Yeah, but he's, like, 2 years from retiring from NFL, like... But they, like... I mean, their bodies fall apart.
I actually don't know anything about football. Whenever people bring up football, 100% of the time... I just bring up that my high school crush was Matt Hasselbeck. And Matt Hasselbeck is actually still playing football and older than me because he was a senior when I was a freshman. And I remember going with my friend Colby over to the all-boys school to talk to him for 3 seconds. And that was what we did because we were so smitten with him. He was very, very, very attractive. I imagine he still is. I haven't looked at him at all. He's a football player and makes a lot of money. And so that's my, like, football in. And then people are like, really? Like, yep, that's all I know about football is that a hot guy I know plays it professionally and even though he's still super young, he's the oldest guy playing. He's like 39 or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of like MTV rules, just in the sense of, like, you just gotta get out before it kills you. Or, like you hit your head enough times.
Yeah. I think it's actually, like, in our society right now, like, youth is a big deal.
Yeah, kids matter too much.
And, like, being old and, like, looking old are horrible. Like, think of all the plastic surgery and think of all the, like, women that, like, insert collagen in themselves because they think that means they look young. I literally yesterday saw a commercial on television advertising that you could purchase human growth hormone from wherever company was selling it, and the box clearly looked like stuff with syringes in it that you were going to friggin' shoot in yourself with human growth hormone because that was going to make you young, it said.
No.
Okay.
I'm just not going to do any of that. I think it's bullshit. It's really gross. I think it's interesting that you mention it, because yesterday I was thinking about how you don't really see a lot of like old people having sex in movies.
You don't.
And I was thinking, like, I'm not saying that I necessarily want to see it, but I would like to have the option or have it be around more. Like,
I feel like it's a thing that probably happens.
Well, I mean,
right?
There's not an expiration date on our sex lives.
I mean, Cocoon kind of gave us enough for a while, though. I feel like we just got... there was just enough implication there, and...
I mean, there have been a couple of little things, but they're usually like wasn't the one... There was one... Oh, God, what is it called?
Like,
it had...
Marigold Hotel or whatever.
No. It had Jack Nicholson and...
About Schmidt?
Something...
Yep, about
Kathy
Schmidt.
Bates.
No, not Kathy Bates. Diane
Something's
Keaton.
gotta give.
Something's
gotta give. Diane Keaton's in it.
Yeah.
Does she
And
date
Mandy Moore.
Keanu Reeves? There's one where the older lady is dating Keanu Reeves and there's a sex scene, and it was clearly he was a younger man in the relationship or whatever, and it was why is it only okay for me to watch this woman engage in mild sexual activity? I mean, it wasn't even a sex scene. It was literally when the scene starts and they've got the sheets just up above their chests and they're like, oh, and you're like, okay, I get it. What just happened, right? But why did he have to be young for it to somehow be palatable?
Mm-hmm.
Old people can't be doing it?
Right.
Well, okay, Hollywood lies as to what sex is when it shows on
right.
film. Sex is never that pretty. Ever.
Yeah.
It's never...
Or clean.
Or in the angles that they do it at sometimes, it's just how
are your
pulling that
faces
off?
so close together? What's happening right now?
Yeah,
Are you that thin?
Are you just tucked into her thigh? You
what's
really
happening
know where
right
you're
now?
at now. Yeah. So and that's with the most attractive people we know doing that. Sex has to look pretty and
That's
flawless.
the most attractive people we know. You're right.
And yeah, the idea that you can't even choreograph with wire foo. Graceful enough sex scene between two old people. Old people sex is the most I don't know, just stripped bare, raw kind of sex. It is not fun to look at in any way. It's just that is sex for people that I don't know, don't give a shit anymore. It's they're not asking weird things or fancy underwear or just. Those guys, they're running the clock out and have Viagra. So it's
I don't know. I know some fancy old ladies who I imagine wear negligees and whatnot. I mean, I'm just saying, I wouldn't put it out of your mind that old ladies, were they single, would still be wearing all the accoutrement. I think it's married couples that kind of drop the pretense.
It's more terrifying to me to think that they're old people really just wilding out in the bedroom somewhere.
Oh my God, I can't even wait. I want to move to a retirement home and start a swingers colony.
See, I was gonna say, yeah, it's just Florida is just rampant with that. It's just just go and have these swinger communities. But nobody's ready for that. I mean,
why?
Well, sex can be funny or sex can be hot, and you can't it's always funny with old people. I think
it's true, if only just because movies are not about and largely what we're doing as well. When we're writing in the way that we talk about comedy, we're writing comedy for a larger joke, or we'll write sketch comedy, and so that's a situation that we're showing to exemplify something larger. But we're storytellers. We're creating narratives. When you watch a television show or a movie, the people that are in those things are not real people. We're a bunch of contradictory things. We are saying what we believe right now in our conversations to one another, but 10 years from now, if we had the same conversation, we might say different things because we've gone through different stuff. And I think in real life, we're way more complicated and way more varied and insane, and we make decisions for reasons that don't make sense tons of times.
Yeah.
Whereas when you watch a movie or you watch a television show, you write characters so that their